Just as Fallout absolutely hates shotgun testing, I also hate testing mechanics that tend to be incredibly important, but also incredibly vague and have a good element of RNG, and no clear-cut explanation of how it's actually working under the hood for those like myself and maybe you watching this video would like to understand it as. Aim assist, or as put in the game, target acquisition, is another one of those vague subjects that aren't very clearly explained, but thankfully as time went on, we've gotten a much better understanding of it, thanks to some people that have done some amazing research and some Bungie employees that have spoke out a little bit about it. Flinch is yet another one of the subjects that's incredibly vague, we don't know much about, we don't really know how it's working under the hood, it looks like it magnetizes to the head, but we have a bunch of new unflinching perks, enhanced unflinching perks, might I add, available on this season, including some like for the hand cannon. Yes, there's enhanced unflinching hand cannon now. Every weapon type has an enhanced version of the unflinching, which is amazing because people don't like flinch, at least I don't. But of course, naturally, I want to think to myself, wow, how effective are these perks really? And now, more importantly, that we can stack these perks, yes, you can do double enhanced unflinching hand cannon as an example. How effective is that really? Now, because I'm so curious about the effectiveness of these perks, despite wanting to stay so far away from this subject because there's so much we don't know about it, I tried to test the different combinations of the perks. So what I did in this test, I actually tested the normal unflinching perk, 2 normal unflinching perks, 1 enhanced, a normal plus an enhanced, and then 2 enhanced for all of the main most popular weapon types. No, I did not test every single one of them, but I did show off in this video hand cannons, autos, scouts, pulses, and snipers. And I assume you can expect similar results for the weapons that I did not showcase in this video. Unfortunately, this test and spending all the time to edit these all together, look at them side by side, was largely inconclusive. It's honestly hard to tell the difference between each of these perks and what they're doing, and the differences you can see, like how far up the peak of the flinch goes, is very, very subtle. The things that I did notice, again, although subtle, was that I think that the absolute peak of the flinch, the highest point for the flinch, was highest with only a normal unflinching versus the enhanced or double enhanced. It also seemed like the initial shake, or of course flinch, that jarring effect when you initially get hit, especially by the second bullet, in terms of someone firing at you with a hand cannon in rapid succession, was overall less jarring, with and depending on the amount and quality of unflinching perks you had equipped. So to me, flinch felt the least jarring with something like double enhanced hand cannon unflinching. Again, as I mentioned, I really think that the comparisons here just don't do these mods justice, perhaps. I just can't help but feel that the subtle difference isn't all there is to it, and that there's a little bit more going on under the hood, because when I stack double enhanced hand cannon unflinching with something like the Not Forgotten, which I think with Not Forgotten, because it doesn't have the same recoil or that kind of recoil animation, you kind of feel flinch more with Not Forgotten. It feels like flinch is less severe, my gun isn't flailing as much, my gun maybe is staying on target a tiny little bit better, and overall I feel like my shots are landing, especially headshots, more consistently. I'm not missing due to flinch as much. That's how it feels. Of course, there is a chance for a placebo effect, I suppose, but I have a hard time justifying in my mind that these perks aren't doing that much or having that much of a difference from one another, or being as subtle as they appear to be in this kind of a comparison between many different combinations of them, just based on how it feels actually in-game when I'm using these. Again, this is why I try and stay away from this topic, because I think that we just don't have enough knowledge of what's going on under the hood, and these visual tests are very dry, and I think you should take this visual test that I have here, this comparison, as a very, very dry test and not the most conclusive thing. That being said, I still wanted to show you guys, simply because I thought it would be cool to put side by side and try and get some sort of a result or comparison from this. I really wish we had more information on this, especially with how snipers are acting and how people feel about sniper flinch currently, how snipers are a little hard to contest with primary weapons. So I hope Bungie just maybe talks more about how flinch works. I'd love to know exactly how this works so we get more knowledge to fully understand what our mods are doing and how effective they are. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this short comparison. This is something, like I said, that I wanted to do for a long time, despite unfortunately being widely inconclusive. I'd love to know your thoughts on these unflinching perks. Do you notice a difference? Does it feel different when you're using them? Let me know in the comments. Tell me what you think and how they feel. I'd love to hear from you guys so we can kind of get an idea of if it's placebo or if it's more just of a feel thing. We're not understanding what's going on underneath the hood here. If you guys would like to see more content like this, you can check me out on Twitch. I stream very frequently, twitch.tv/Drewskys. Link is in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.